Hello everyone, I welcome you to this biology class, and in this class I'm going to be discussing human hair. I'm going to be talking about the parts of the human hair and then the functions of the various parts of the human hair. I have here the model of the human hair, so I'm going to be using this model to talk about the different parts of the hair and the function of the different parts of the hair. By the way, the hair is divided into three major regions. You have the outer part of the hair, and then you have the middle part, and then you have the inner part. So let's start by talking about the external part of the hair. This external part of the hair is made up of three major components. Number one is the pinna. Number two is the external auditory meatus, or you call it ear tube. And number three is the tympanic membrane, or what you can refer to as the eardrum. So let's talk about the first one, which is the external hair, which is the pinna. Talking about the pinna, as you can see, the pinna is a funnel-shaped structure. That means it looks like a funnel, and with that structure, it's able to collect sound waves and direct the sound waves into the external auditory meatus, or the ear tube. Now, the ear tube is a narrow passage that leads to the what? That leads to the tympanic membrane. Ear tube usually contain wax-producing gland, and of course, those wax that are produced will help to prevent the entry of small insects and dust and germs into the inner ear. So, and then you also have, like I said earlier, you have the tympanic membrane, which is a eardrum. Okay, the tympanic membrane of the eardrum is membrane-like structure, very firm but very delicate. Okay, very firm because it's like a drum. So when sound wave impinge on it, it sends the vibration of the sound wave to the middle ear. The tympanic membrane helps to transmit sound wave from the outer ear to the middle ear, and also separates between the outer ear and the middle ear. Next is the middle ear. The middle ear is found in the skull, and it contains the three ossicles and then also the Eustachian tube. Okay, so the three ossicles refers to the malleus, the incus, and the stapes, which are attached directly to the tympanic membrane. I told you earlier that this is a tympanic membrane. Okay, so connected to the tympanic membrane is the malleus. Okay, so the malleus is connected to the tympanic membrane, and then the incus help to connect the malleus and the stapes, while the stapes is directly lead to the internal ear. Okay, so now the major function of this ossicle is to transmit sound waves that is received from the tympanic membrane into the inner ear. Okay, so by the way of connection, you have the malleus connected to the incus connected to the stapes, and then the sound waves move just in that order to the inner ear. Also found in the middle ear is the Incision tube. The Incision tube is a narrow tube that leads from the middle ear to the back of the pharynx, which is the throat, and it's usually open during yawning. Okay, so the purpose of the Incision tube basically is to equalize the air pressure on both sides of the ear. So the last part of the hair I'm talking about is the inner hair. The inner hair is a cavity in the skull that is filled with liquid, and is made up of the cochlea, made up of the three semicircular canal and the vestibular nerves. Okay, you may wonder, what is this small structure here? This is the oval window, and it is structure that connects the middle ear with the inner ear. Okay, so you can see the cochlea. The cochlea is filled with a liquid known as endolymph. Okay, and then the purpose of the cochlea is to receive sound waves from the middle ear and transmit same to the vestibular nerves, which will eventually send the sound or the message or the impulse to the brain in order to interpret the type of sound that is being heard or that is being received. Then you also have so basically the cochlea is the organ for hearing, and then you have the three semicircular canal, which are used for balancing, also filled with fluid. Okay, you have the three semicircular canal, you have the circulus, and then you have the utriculus. Okay, the circulus and the utriculus are part of the complex that help in balancing. And you can see the arrangement of the three semicircular canal. They are well positioned so that they can be able to dictate movement in any direction. It's when the movement in any direction is detected that the message will be communicated through the vestibular nerves to the brain, and then interpretation can then be given to whatever posture a person is having at a particular time. So in summary, the functions of the ear include hearing and balancing. For hearing to take place, the pinna collects sound wave from the surrounding and concentrates the sound waves onto the external auditory meatus, or the ear tube. So the external auditory meatus, on the other hand, will send the sound waves to the tympanic membrane. The tympanic membrane will receive the sound wave and send to the three ossicles, which are the malleus, incus, and the stapes. So the malleus, incus, and the stapes will then send the impulse or the sound waves to the inner ear. On getting to the inner ear, the vibration will cause the perilymph fluid in the inner ear to vibrate, which eventually will also cause the endolymph in the cochlea to vibrate. The vibration of the endolymph in the cochlea will send impulse to the vestibular nerve or the cochlear nerve that will send message to the brain in order to interpret the kind of message that is being heard. On the other hand, balancing as another function of the hair is achieved when the movement of the head in any direction will affect the endolymph of the semicircular canal, which are at right angle to each other. And that, of course, will eventually force the sensory cells of the ampulla to set up impulses to the brain in order to interpret the particular position of the body or the posture the body is maintaining at that particular time. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you in my next video. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more educational video. Thank you once again, and I'll see you soon.